Hey guys, welcome to Crocheting 101. Today I'm just going to go over the basics with you guys, such as how to make a slip knot, how to make a basic chain, single crochet, half double crochet, and treble crochet. So before we start, I'm just going to go on like a little spiel. If you don't listen, I'll go ahead and put the timestamp below where I actually start crocheting. But I always encourage everybody I know to pick up this activity. It's a lifelong activity, so you can start when you're young, you can do it when you're older, in your middle years. It's very versatile. It could be used as a hobby or like as a means of income to like sell like clothes or stuffed animals or whatever you choose to make. You can just like gift other people like presents, so saves money on that, and also just like make yourself clothes, save money. And yeah, it's also very fun too. It's very like relaxing activity. I like to do it when like I watch TV or like trying to study, like listening to like studying videos, just things like that. It keeps like your mind occupied and focused. So yeah, there's a lot of benefits to picking up this hobby. So I strongly encourage it, and just watching this video is the first start, so I'm proud. So I'm gonna start now, show you guys how to make a slip knot. So slip knot, I like to use my finger to start when I show people. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull some string. So I'll take a little bit of string, wrap it around my finger like that, and then make a loop. Just like a simple loop like that. Here, I'll lay it flat so you guys can see. And then with the loop, you're gonna go ahead, take this tail and tuck it under this loop right here. So just take this tail, put it under the loop. So it's lying under the loop. So then it should look something like this. You saw your loop, and you just have the tail sitting under it. So this is, after you get over here, you're gonna take this the line inside of here, and you're gonna pull it up through the loop. So use your finger or use a hook. I'm just gonna use a hook to show you guys. So you're gonna go ahead, pull it up. And then once you pull it up, you're gonna want to tighten that on your hook. So go ahead and repeat that. Take your string, wrap it around your finger to make a loop, and then once that, you're gonna take this tail, put it under the loop you make, so then you have like this little string in between, and you're gonna go ahead, take your hook, and you're gonna pull that up, and then pull this part at the end to tighten it. And then see, the loop is kind of big, so then you go ahead and take these two strings and pull it together to tighten. So that step comes easy to some people. For others, it takes more practice. But just like, if it's hard for you now, just keep practicing. It'll get better after a while. Like my first time learning it, I was very confused. I was like, how does that work? Then I just kept on practicing, and now it's like second nature. So next we're gonna go on how to chain one. And from that, we're gonna make a single chain. So chain one, you're gonna take your string, go from the back, pull to the front, pull the string up so that it's sitting in the cavity of your hook. And then with that, you're just gonna pull your hook down and go through that first loop. Here, I'll repeat this again so you guys can see. So you have your string. This is how I like to hold my hook. So right hand just gripping the hook, whatever way feels comfortable. But left hand, I take my pointer finger and middle finger to hold the long string, and then I use my thumb and ring finger to hold the short string. So again, I'm gonna take the string, go from the back, wrap around the front, make sure it's in that cavity, and then just pull through that loop. I'll show you guys one more time. Take the string, go from the back, wrap it to the front, and then just pull through that loop. And then keep going until you get any like desired chain length you want. Okay, so I just made my chain about this long. I have about like 8 stitches on here, or 8 chains. So now I'm gonna show you guys how to single crochet. So when starting a row for single crochet, you're gonna wanna skip one. So skip that first one, if only will focus. Skip this first chain right here. It's not focusing, but you guys know which one. And then So go ahead into the second one from your loop. So go into the second chain. And then do the same thing you did when we were chaining. So you're just going to want to wrap around the front, make sure it's in the cavity, pull through the first loop. So now you should have 2 loops on your hook. And then now we're going to wrap around again and pull through 2. Now I'll repeat that process so you guys can get a better look. So go ahead. So now we have 1 chain. This right here is our first chain. So next you're going to go inside the next loop. Make sure you don't go inside the same loop you're just in. So we're just in this one. So now we're going to go inside this one right here. So go ahead into that loop. You have 2 chains sitting here. So you're going to wrap around the front. Make sure the string's in that cavity. Go through that first loop. So now you have 2 again. Wrap around. And then go through both. So now you have 2 single crochet sitting right here. Gonna go ahead and repeat that. So we just went inside this loop right here. So now I'm gonna go inside this one. So go ahead and enter. Wrap around the front. Go through that first loop. 2 sitting here. Wrap around the front. Go through the 2. So now we've made 3 single crochets. So go ahead and finish up this row. And then for this next row, we're gonna show you guys how to half double crochet. So for half double, since it's like a little bit longer than single crochet, you're gonna want to chain 2 instead of chaining 1. So go ahead, 1, 2, turn our work. In half double crochet, you're gonna want to wrap the loop around once before you go into the stitch. So here we have the yarn wrapped around, and then this is the first stitch you're gonna want to go into. So go into that, and then you see we have 3 on here. The 2 from wrapping it, and then the one we just entered. You're gonna want to wrap the yarn around, and then go through only the first loop that we entered, that first chain, and now we should have 3. So for half double, you're gonna want to wrap the yarn around and then go through all 3. And I'll repeat that process again. So again, for half double, single crochet, we started with just this 1 loop. Half double, we're gonna wrap around first, go into our next loop, our next chain spot, go ahead and enter. Now you have the 3 on here. Take the yarn, wrap it around, and go through that first one only. So now we still have 3 on here. And then go ahead, wrap around again, and go through all 3. And I'll show that one more time. So remember, start with chain over, go enter the next chain, take the yarn, wrap it around, and go through that first loop only. And then you have 3 on here, yarn around again, and go through all 3. So now I'm gonna go ahead and finish the row. So now we have our single crochet, and then we have our half double crochet up here. So next I'm gonna teach you guys how to double crochet. So like half double is longer than single crochet, but it's also longer than half double crochet. So for double crochet, you're gonna want to chain 3 when starting a new row. So 1, 2, 3. Turn our work, and then like half double, you want to start again by wrapping the yarn around, and then enter the first chain on here, which is this one. Go ahead and enter. Now you see we have 3 on our chain, just like the half double. So go through that first loop again, yarn over and go through it. So again, we have 3 sitting on our hook. So you're gonna want to yarn over again, but unlike half double, when you go through all 3, you go through the first 2. So now you have 2 sitting on our hook. So you want to yarn over again and go through the last 2. And that makes a double crochet. So again, I'm going to repeat this process. Yarn over. Go ahead and enter the next chain. You have 3 on the hook. Yarn over, go through the first one. Again, you have 3. Yarn over, go through the first 2. Yarn over, go through the last 2. So that's 2 double crochets right there. So again, yarn over, enter the next chain space, yarn over and go through the first one. We have 3 on the hook, yarn over, go through the first 2. You have 2 on the hook, yarn over, go through the last 2. And that's 3 double crochets. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up this row. You'll need more yarn. So next we have our treble crochet, which most patterns wouldn't use this, but it's still helpful to know because like you will run into patterns or stuff you're making that says use a treble. So for this, we're also going to chain 4 loops. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn our work. Again, so instead of like half double and double, you're going to want to chain over or yarn over twice instead of one time. Again, yarn over once, yarn over twice. Enter that first stitch and then yarn over again and go through that first stitch. So now you see we have 4 on here. So we're going to do is yarn over, go through these 2. So then once you go through those first 2, you're going to have 3 on the hook. Let me move this out the way. So you want to yarn over again, go through the next 2. You have 2 on the hook, yarn over again and go through the last 2. So I'll go ahead and repeat that process. So you're going to want to go ahead and yarn over twice. 1, 2. Go into the next chain space. Go ahead and enter it. You have 4 on the loop, 4 on the hook, sorry. Yarn over, go through that chain space. So again, we have 4. Yarn over, go through the first 2. We have 3 on the hook. Yarn over, go through the next 2. We have 2 left on the hook. And then go ahead, yarn over, and go through the last 2. So keep on repeating this. Yarn over twice. Go into the next chain space. Have the 4 loops. Yarn over through the first 2. Yarn over, go through the next 2. Yarn over, go through the last 2. So not the prettiest, but as you can see, this is our completed piece. We start with our single row of just chains. Go into our single crochet, half double, double, and then treble. So that's just the basics, and then hopefully you guys stick with it and get better. Thank you for watching.